I'm in the English city of rock and roll, Liverpool. And I wonder if you were the builder, why in heaven's name you would choose to build something with stairs like this to the entranceway. No, why not build the ground floor? Cut the ground floor in half, add windows at street level where 1800s ne'er-do-wells could easily find their way in. I think this outer brick that you can see here is a skin on the original building. That's what I think. Yeah, now that's more likely to have it a ground floor, but oh, what a surprise. To get in, you got to go downstairs. This is typical. Look at that, downstairs. Oh yeah. I just wanted to film a little bit of this building.
That's all right, we're not open yet, is all.
You ever wonder why they dug this down like that?
It's probably because this bar here,
Yeah.
it would have been their basement.
Yeah, so I know. Have you ever wondered why they would go to so much trouble to dig a deep hole?
Because it would have been their basement, it would have been like their keg room, that's where they would have stored stock and all that.
Yeah, I used to believe that idea as well, but it doesn't make sense to dig like into the ground where you've got no way of stopping the water from getting in, like back in the day they didn't have plastics, they didn't have impervious layers to prevent water ingress, and the amount of dirt that you have to dig out, lift out, move away, and then retain with big walls in order to build in that and then fill it back in with dirt in the front of these bricks, it makes no sense, man. Why would if I asked you to build a wall and then backfill it with dirt, you go, that's crazy that.
I never really thought about it like that.
Well, I've gone around a lot of cities in the world and I see this all the time.
Yeah.
It's like it cannot be all around the world. Everybody made this thing. We need a downstairs for our kegs. And if you insist on downstairs, you say let's make it small. Let's make this as small as we need to, because it's a lot of work to dig a basement. If you're doing it by hand, you don't have, you might have had some steam machines, to be fair. But London, Liverpool, you must know that here in Liverpool, there's like a whole town underneath. There's streets underneath Liverpool. If you've ever looked into that,
Yeah.
And so
I've never been down the Williamson tunnels, isn't it?
Yeah, I've heard of
them.
them. Yeah, like on a tour. Yeah.
So
So London's got the same. There's places all over, and then, logically, to put a window at street level, I see buildings all over the place. Just up there where that like Nelson's Column is in town. Well, right there's beautiful buildings, but in the front of them, you've got these deep recesses right down 20 feet even, where it's just collecting dirt and crap and stuff in the front of the building. So sometimes they cover windows like this, and it's like, no, this doesn't make any sense at all. Canterbury, they'll tell you the same thing. They say, if you go down off the street, you're into the 1700s. If you go down further, you're into the 1500s, because they say this is a cultural layer. People just threw their crap into the street, and eventually they gave up the ground floor and moved upstairs. That creates so much problems. All these buildings have to have all these stairs up to their doorways, which is like, nah, let's not build that. Why don't we just walk in off the street level? Maybe a little sill for the rain, but we're not going to do this. Cut the whole thing in half. And that's called. Just so you know, it's called mud flood. This theory. Yeah, if you look into it, and Tartaria, there are these two subject areas. We think that most of the world was flooded about 400, maybe 300 years ago. And what was left behind, they've come and someone somehow has come in and reclaimed this, and we now live in this.
Yeah.
This is our world that we live in.
What's they say, reclaim land, isn't it?
Yeah. Reclaim land and so on. But I've been to at least 50 cities around the world where I see exactly the same shit. And it's like sometimes it's 2 stories, 3 stories underground. It's like, no, don't tell me that's a coal bunker, mate. No, I don't buy it anymore. And oftentimes, just like this window here, that's a full window frame in that door. I don't even have to look at it. I just know, because that's how they are. There's a whole window, a whole door under the ground. Like, no, I've been in a stately home in England, and if you go into the basement, it's like they've bricked in windows, doors, and all that underground now. It really plays into this theory of mud flood and Tartaria. So it's really fascinating. And just all these windows up here. It's like, so all of these guys decided to dig coal bunkers in. No, it doesn't make any sense. And then sometimes what they'll do is they'll half cut a floor, so the first floor you go in won't be that high, but you look at the next floor up and it's like, whoa, that's a much higher ceiling up there. And I'll leave you guys to it. Is this a club?
Yeah, we're opening day tomorrow.
Good luck.
It over, so,
Oh, good luck, man.
Thank you.
I'm 54. I'm a little old for this kind of thing now, I'll be honest with you.
We'll get you in.
Have a good time, man. Cheers, brother. Look at that. This is just crazy, man. You know, yeah, what do they got? Some kind of barricade or some sort of window in here. And then all blocked in windows, of course. Of course. So this is Liverpool, and look at that window frame there. Or perhaps a door frame. No, I think it's a window, just like the rest of them. So you go up. So that's window. And funny. And then, yeah, this is a coal bunker, and this is where we decided we were going to put our barrels and whatnot. Yeah, again, it's... wow. The Creator has infinite potential. And this cover-up is... yeah, it's I don't know why, you know, I sometimes wonder whether it's not done to just continue some kind of fairy tale. Continue a fairy tale and keep something going. Because if we find out the truth, hello by the way, Liverpool. If we find out the truth, they have to shut the bricks, close it all out. Yeah. Rainford Square, Temple Court. I got a copyright strike for the other day talking while some people were busking in anyway, this is just, yeah, you know, look at that. And downstairs there's, well, yes, steep downstairs, 5 feet. Wow, just, you know, and I bet you if you go to so many places, but this, I have to say, is pretty high end quality kind of mud flood territory. This, I have to say. You know, sometimes not often you find concentrations of the evidence. See it around here. Yep. And you see this too. Hey, brother. Good luck, my friend. See this all gritted in, yeah, all down in there. Oh, that was cool. All right, so that was just one block in Liverpool at Rainford Gardens. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that. So, what excuses could you make for something like that? You know, there's stairs in front of the window. You won't get much coal in that bunker. And now you've decided to put an entrance doorway here, which would have been a window. It's the same size, aperture. So I think there's more than one story here, because those windows look to me to be like complete windows. So this was mud flooded and fitted with that. This building here to the center, you'll notice the facade, light red brick, or redder brick than the building behind it. So facade. And the same is true on this building here. You know, that appears to be a facade from my two different bricks. But just, I can't, you know, and those front bricks, by the way, are holding what looks to be 1800s, you know, concrete work, or stone masonry. But that just looks like a boring building behind it. A boring building. That's what that looks like a cheaper brick, you know. And so is that just part of the style? You know, I'm kind of overblowing this idea of facade, but I don't know. It's like, well, imagine if you were creating Disneyland. You know, only the facade would need to be complete. Behind it, you could hide, you know, cheaper works, and then you tell the people when they arrive there that you're actually in some 1800s period drama. Oh gosh. These windows are so nicely done, but yeah, they could also be, because how deep is the window before the frame, and then there'll be stone behind that. And they do, for me, look like I saw in Letton Hall, like facades where the gaps there are. Yeah, there it looks, it's harder to see now with the light being where it is. But for me, it looks like, yep, that could come away from the window frame in its own right. And that. Well, these windows are all at the street here, are obviously heading into the road up ahead, bisecting the road up ahead. That's not a feature of perspective alone. Yeah. Yeah. No Ving. Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously these were lost to a flood. An event, something, the snow. And it's just, for me, like, not convinced it was just the one, you know. It's like it was done and then more was reclaimed, like what I saw in Bournemouth with Sven. I couldn't resist it. I'm having a quick peek at this cathedral here. This is the one, I believe. Well, it is the one that you were on, is questioning. So I'm going to give it a thorough scrub and see what I think. But I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to have another look here and see whether we can't prove that this is a retrofit over something else. The level of excess here is off scale. But this is the Lady Chapel.
2006.